Good morning, my dear students. Myself is Dr. Ganesh. I work as Dean and Professor in the Department of Computer Engineering and VEL TECH MULTI TECH, Dr. N GANESH and Dr. Engineering College, Avani, Chennai. So today we will be handling a subject, a topic called extreme programming for the subject CS8494 Software Engineering, which is part of the 2017 regulation. Well, before we could see about the extreme programming, we will first see what is the agenda of the presentation. We will be looking at the overview of what an extreme programming is, the key practices that has been followed in extreme programming, the advantages of using extreme programming, the disadvantages of using extreme programming, the summary, conclusions, and the references, so that you can have a look for your future reference. Right? So now let us have the overview of an extreme programming. What is extreme programming? Extreme programming was conceived and it was developed by a scientist called Ken Beck. So he addresses the specific needs of the software development conducted by small teams and which has a changing requirements. See, as far as a project methodology is concerned, a project development is concerned, usually people work with a team wherein you do not have any sort of change in requirements. But nowadays, the world has become agile. So this is also one of the agile methodology. This extreme programming is a software development life cycle that has been followed by agile software development methodology. Right? So this extreme programming is one of the agile software development methodology. So this extreme programming is useful for changing requirements for a program, for a development wherein the requirement changes rapidly, massively, right? And this extreme programming, it uses coding as a key activity, programming as a key activity. Here, let us see few more overview of extreme programming. What is the reason for people to go in for extreme programming? See, the key practices. So, supposing the code reviews are good, then we will be reviewing it again and again. With the help of pair programming. What do you mean by pair programming? Usually, you could see a developer, he will be developing, he will be having a system, he will be writing the code, he will be testing, he will be doing all sorts of jumps, right? Now, with the extreme programming, people work out with pair programming concept. That is, two people sit together and they do the coding work. Then, supposing if the testing is good, so these two people, they will be testing it again and again. So, and they will be testing the manual testing called a unit testing. And if the design is good, they will be doing the refactoring again and again. That is, they will be revamping the design again and again based on the requirements that has been change in requirements that has been posed by the customer. Who poses the change in requirements? It is the customer who poses the change in requirements. And here, after doing the unit testing, people go in for the integration testing. You need to integrate the modules, then only you can find the errors, then only you can find the defects. So, the integration as far as extreme programming is concerned, it will be done several times in a day. Then, supposing if the iterations are very short, see, the agile methodology by itself is meant for smaller iterations for smaller teams. So if the iterations are pretty small, we will make the iteration to become even more smaller. So that is, we will convert the iteration to seconds, minutes, hours, and it will not be in terms of hours or in terms of weeks or in terms of months or in terms of years. So you might be knowing from the before point, when we are going to integrate a testing module several times a day, which means you might be aware how best the agile, how best it is, this extreme programming is so agile, right? So let us see the fundamentals of extreme programming. So here we write the unit test cases before doing the programming, before carrying out the programming, and we integrate and we test the whole system several times in a day, and the software that has been produced, it will be produced in pairs. In pairs in the sense two people join together and they work, they join hands and they work. So what is the advantage of working as a two-member team? It is because when one person makes any sort of code defect, the other person will be correcting it. And supposing the other person is pretty new, the senior most person, he can correct it. So that is the advantage of having the software to get produced in terms of pairs. And starting the project will be started with a smaller design, and the design will be building as it will get built as days goes on. So next is about the activities of the extreme programming. Here there are 4 different activities of an extreme programming. One is coding, the other one is testing, the other one is listening, the final 4th one is design. What does it mean? So coding, extreme programming, the major part is nothing but it is coding. Testing, you have to test it, you have to run the test case, you have to run unit test, you have to integrate the system. Listening, you have to listen to the customer requirements. Whatever he says, you have to work based on the customer requirements. Then the design. As you design, as you keep the code, as you make the design simple, you can easily code. So you start with simple designs and you listen to the customer and you make the system work at ease. Then next is the values and principles. There are 4 basic values. One is 4 basic values which you call it as a principles even. So basic values are communication, simplicity, feedback and courage. What is a principle? So you get a rapid feedback. What does it mean? The customer will be sitting next to you, or he will be assigned a customer representative. He will also be a part of the development team. So what does it happen? So you get a rapid feedback. Then and there you get comments from the customer, so that if there is any change in the requirement, it can be corrected then and there, and if there is any flaw in the requirement, it can be corrected then and there, right? And it assumes simplicity. How does it assume simplicity? Because of the designs. If the design is simple, you code then and there, so it becomes simple. So you have an incremental change. Supposing you work and the customer if he is satisfied, okay, you commit, you end up with that, you carry out with the next system. If he is not satisfied, then you make some changes. That changes will be in the form of an incremental change. Incremental changes are consecutive and increasing the change. And you embrace the change. Embrace the change in the sense, so you love working with the customer. Since the customer is near you, so you don't have any fear whether you might be making any sort of mistakes, because the customer is there to correct you. He is the person who is going to pay for the product. So he is there. And then the quality work. So the quality of work is ensured with the help of doing the extreme programming. Then the key practices, the next topic is the key practices that is being followed in extreme programming. So you have a planning game, you have small releases, simple design, testing, refactoring, pair programming, collective ownership, continuous integration, 40-hour work, coding standards. So planning game. We have a planning game where in the case of planning phase. So that game is called as planning poker game, which we will be seeing in the near future. So the planning game we are classifying into 2 different types. One is called the business people, other one is the technical people. Who is the business people? The business people speaks only about the scope of the project. He speaks about the priority of the project. He speaks about the composition of functions that is available in the project. He speaks about the release date. As far as the technical people is concerned, he speaks about the estimates, the consequences, the process schedules, the detailed scheduling. Then, as far as small releases are concerned, so every releases, it should be small, but whatever release that you do, it should be meaningful. So, and the release that you do, it should have a sensible impact, right? Then the design. As far as the design is concerned, as I said in the earlier slide, the design should be simple. That means there should not be any sort of duplicates in code, and the system should have fewest number of, that is the classes that he is going to adopt, he should have the fewest number of possible classes, and then it should have the fewest number of possible methods, so that the design, the coding, it becomes simple. Then testing. So testing, as far as testing is concerned, the testing is being carried out in two different phases. One is with the help of, one is at the developer end, the programmer does the testing, the other one is at the customer end. So the sources of testing are done at the programmer end, it's called as beta testing. Here at the customer end, it is done at the alpha level testing. Then what are the types of testing that has been carried out with, as far as extreme programming is concerned, is they carry out only two different types of testing. One is called the unit testing and the other one is the functional testing. So next is the refactoring. Refactoring is you refactor the design based on the change in requirements. Next is what are the benefits of, what is a pair programming? As I said, pair programming is two people sit together, they work. What is the advantage of doing a pair programming? It encourages communication, it increases the productivity, and it enhances the code quality. Okay, how do you say that it enhances the code quality? Is that as here, when two people are going to work for a single program, right? You have like the senior person, he can give training to the junior person. So, and there is a chance of cross training, and there is a possibility to train the new employees. And the fair programming research, it reveals that it creates fewer defects, it creates fewer lines of code, and it avoids the duplicates of coding. And when people work with pairs, they enjoy the coding more. And what are the benefits of pair programming? People learn significantly more. The project ends up with multiple people understanding. The smaller team gets easily understood, and the people learn to work together, and they talk more, they communicate more. Technical communication is important. Technical communication, they make the technical communication more, they enjoy their work at a better way. And what is the collective ownership? In terms of collective ownership is concerned, extreme programming, as I said, it works with a smaller team. So you have collective ownership. That is, everyone, see, when people are going to work in pairs, everyone will be practicing the coding standards. So when people are going to practice the coding standards, so we will not be in a position to identify who has coded what. And if any problem occurs in the code, it is the team, it is the entire team who is going to take the responsibility and not the individual. So that is called as collective ownership. And it increases, what is the advantage of using collective ownership? It increases the individual responsibility and the personal power of an individual. And it reduces the project risk, and it spreads knowledge of the system around the entire team. That is, entire team will be knowing what is going on in the project, including the customer or the customer representative. Then, what is the advantage of using continuous integration? So the code is integrated and tested after every few hours. That is, as I said, it is integrated several times in a day. So daily builds are possible, and it is built, it is end to end, it has been checked, very frequently, and it reduces the project risk. So you will not be spending the entire day for unit testing alone, you will not be spending the entire day for coding alone. Whatever you code, whatever the snippets that has been code snippet as a part of the code. Whatever a module, a small sub-modules have been coded, it will be tested. And whatever you tested, it will be integrated. And you will be testing it based on the integration that has been carried out. So it provides valuable human benefit during development. So next is the 40-hour work. 40-hour work. So this extreme programming, it emphasizes a person to work only for 40 hours in a week. That is, it says that there is Ken Beck, who is the creator, he says that when a person has been given more amount of rest, he will be gaining more knowledge, and he will be more relaxed to code. Because when a person is going to code, he should not be stressful. He should be stress-free to code easily. Then next is the coding standards. So everything is being coded with respect to the rules that is being followed. That is, we have the indentation methodology. Each and every programming has its own style of coding, its own style of indentation. Then what are the constraints of using a coding standard? Is you cannot find the duplicate codes, and it will be having fewest possible classes, fewest possible methods, and the comments will also be minimized. So what are the ideas in XP, extreme programming? That is, you code in class, you stay in contact with the customer or the customer representative, you create tests before coding, and you run the test heavily after coding, and you integrate the test at very frequent intervals. You make a very short iteration, you make the design simple, coding simple. You do not anticipate, you code only for the current requirement, whatever the customer focus on. You do not code for the near future. You code for that particular day, and you end up the code on that particular day itself. You do not carry the code, you do not code for the future. So, and it is most importantly, extreme programming focuses on collective ownership. If the code passes or if the code fails, it is the responsibility of the entire team and not the individual. Then, what is the advantage and disadvantages? As far as the advantages is concerned, the customer focus increases the chance of the software produced and that will meet the customer's requirements. So, the focus will be on small incremental release, which decreases the risk of the project, and continuous testing and integration helps to increase the quality of work, increases the project stability. So, next is the disadvantage. As far as the disadvantage is concerned, see, this extreme programming will not work for people whoever is having a different viewpoint. Whoever is having a different wavelength of the frequency. See, when two people are going to work on a single program, then the frequency should sync. The wavelength should match. If it is not so, it will not work. And for people whoever is not willing to share their code, there are few people who knows something and they will be getting it from their superiors, and if they are not going to share it to their team member, then extreme programming will become a failure. Then, for people who thinks like they know everything, the other guy does not know anything. So if that is the case, extreme programming will not at all work. And these are the disadvantages for extreme programming. So extreme programming will not work for scalability issues. Scalability issues in the sense, supposing if we start a coding, and if your management is not willing to provide you further funding, or if the customer is not willing to release this funds, right, then this extreme programming will not work. And in the case of pair programming, as I said, two programmers have to sit nearby and they have to work. It will not be possible. Extreme programming will be a failure when your paired programmer, if he is situated at a geographically distributed location. That is, when you work by sitting in Chennai, India, and if your pair programmer, if he is going to sit at UK or US and he is going to work, then it is geographically distributed. So in that case, this extreme programming will not work. It is a major disadvantage. Then, as a conclusion, so extreme programming focuses more on people than on process. It values the teamwork over the power. Extreme programming works well when there are uncertain or volatile requirements, when there is a heavy change in requirements. So in these cases, extreme programming works pretty well. And these are the references and the links. So this creator, the Ken Beck, he himself has written a book called Extreme Programming Explained, which has been given by Addison Wesley Publication in the year 2000. And these are the possible websites. Thank you. Hope there are any doubts. Thank you.